What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And for today's video, guys, I have several very impressive news. I have to admit that we have potentially a breakthrough, or the very beginning of breakthrough in our case, through the non-litigation path, to be precise, through Congress members. And I will show you what I'm talking about within just several minutes. But before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section if you think my videos are valuable for you. So, I want to begin today's video with this tweet that was written by Daniel, by your favorite SGM. As you can see, on February 17th, and by the way, I didn't do a video yesterday because it was pretty much a lack of news and I didn't want to make a video in order just to make a video without any particular news. But today, guys, we have a lot of news that might be very interesting and important for you. So, Daniel wrote this tweet just yesterday. He said, "This was a very long time ago in a galaxy far, far away." And guys, a lot of people think that Daniel magically appeared just several months ago and he started to, let's say, so-called fight, for the opinion of these people, fight for the community members. And a lot of people, and not a lot, but some people think that he was hired by the wrongdoers in order to destroy our case. But guys, this is quite interesting tweet and he published it by himself, as you can see, on December the 8th of 2022. And I told you multiple times that Daniel and Scott Trott as well were inside the MMTLP community for a long period of time, long before the MMTLP was halted back in December of 2022. And here is the proof of this statement. And I also showed you a lot of tweets that both of these people made back in December, back in 2022. So Daniel wrote, "I'm ready when you are hedges. Ride or die. My stop loss is set to next breach hydrocarbons." And back in the days, it was a very popular statement. You can find a lot of this type of statements all across the MMTLP community in 2022. And it is what it is, but here you can see the screenshot of Daniel's limit orders. He set the prices, let's say, from $17 to through 26, 43, 98, again 48, 79, and this, as you can see, it is the limit orders that he published. He made basically at the end of November. As you can see, November 28th, November 19th, and yes, he has and he had a lot of shares of MMTLP, and he covered the total amount of invested money in his open letter. You can find the video that I made on this letter, or you can just scroll down in his Twitter account. But at the same time, guys, I have to admit that just recently I made an update in regards to his update of this petition. And for now, guys, we have 497 people who signed this petition. I still think that you have to read it from the very beginning till the very end, because you have to realize what is Daniel's point of view in regards to this fight. On top of that, guys, just recently, just several days ago, on February 15th, he published this update, and he explained that he has a quite substantial success in his fight. Let me quote you just a couple of paragraphs. "So far, we've received 3 responses from elected officials, with one particularly promising. An in-person meeting is in the works for next week." And guys, next week is ongoing. We have to see some kind of results from Daniel within next several days. But let me quote you further. "Though the exact date and time are still being determined. I also have ongoing communication with staffers from 2 additional congressional offices. At the request of one official, I've agreed to hold off on releasing the open letter to the public and the media until I've had the chance to speak with them personally." Beyond that, I've been extra quiet on Twitter as I work toward an amended complaint with my lawyer. Updates will come when there is something concrete to report and when my lawyer clears it for public discussion. So guys, I have to admit that we have a lot of people who are working hard behind the scenes, and despite the fact that sometimes it is very difficult to find the news related to our case that might be important and useful for the community. But despite this fact, guys, believe me, there is a lot of people who are working hard without any noise regardless of any noise in social medias. And let me show you a very important update for today's video. Alec Rain, Representative Alec Rain, wrote this tweet 11 hours ago in response to the leading report tweet. And leading report wrote, breaking, Elon Musk's Doge announces an audit into the SEC for fraud, abuse and waste. And guys, Representative Alec Rain wrote this. Should take a look at MMTLP as well. And let me remind you that Representative Alec Rain was literally the very first person from Congress who signed an open letter with the tricky questions to Gary Gensler. And he made it, I guess, somewhere at the end of May of 2023 or at the very beginning of June of 2023. I can't remember the exact date, but guys, he was the first one. On top of that, take a look right here. Senator Chris Ross 8 hours ago also wrote the same exact tweet. Should take a look at MMTLP as well. And guys, Chris Ross was the person and is the person who supported MMTLP case even before he was elected as a senator. And he's also trying to find the solution for MMTLP shareholders. That is why, guys, I think these call to actions might lead to very important steps from Doge in regards to our case. On top of that, guys, it is not the end. Take a look right here. John Bruder reposted the tweet of Steph, and Steph reposted a tweet that was made by Thomas D. Murphy, US Senate candidate. And Thomas D. Murphy wrote this. Doge should look into the MMTLP fiasco, as you can see right here. And we have at least, guys, 3 members of Congress or 3 very high level authority who wanted to see the resolution and who is calling to actions that basically I think, guys, with the most recent update from Elon Musk and from regarding to his activity, how he can find the illegal actions in different branches of US government, definitely it might be very important breakthrough. On top of that, guys, it is also not the end. Take a look right here. Thomas D. Murphy, US Senate candidate, also wrote this 8 hours ago. Now is the time for Representative Ralph Norman and J.D. Vance to revisit and demand answers for the MMTLP fiasco. Elon Musk and Doge should immediately take this up. And he added the screenshot of the letter that was written back in September 26th of 2023. Let me show you in details. September 26, 2023, it was addressed to Chairman Gary Gensler, and it was signed by Mike Crappa and J.D. Vance. And J.D. Vance is the vice president, as you know. And on top of that, guys, I have to admit that these actions, in my opinion, are not a coincidental actions. Because, guys, I think something is happening behind the scenes and something big is happening. Because as I already mentioned in the majority of my previous videos, we cannot have a partial justice, we cannot have a partial resolution. Resolution and the truth should cover everything. And if something is wrong, something, some tiny part of any type of actions from authority side or from government side is a shady part, with the help of Doge, with the help of Elon Musk, definitely it will be resolved. And with the most recent actions that you all can see from the Doge side, you can anticipate that MMTLP case has much higher chances to be resolved through the non-litigation path. And guys, I think it is a huge update. But guys, again, it is not the end. Take a look right here. Representative Alec Rain, back in 2023, on December 22nd of 2023, wrote this. He reposted the tweet that was made by Representative Ralph Norman, and Ralph Norman wrote, "My interview moments ago on Fox Business discussing the latest on MMTLP. I fired off a letter today with more than 70 co-signers, demanding answers from the SEC and FINRA. And Representative Alec Rain at that moment wrote this. Proud to join you in demanding transparency for the MMTLP community." And Samantha asked Representative Alec Rain this quite tricky question again. "Sir, have you heard any updates since Representative Ralph Norman said these dirtbag CEOs should share jail time?" And guys, as I already mentioned, we cannot have a partial justice. If something is wrong, this should be disclosed, and people who were involved in these illegal actions should be prosecuted. And from the MMTLP shareholders' point of view, guys, do you care who will pay the remedies, who will cover all your damages that was made because of the illegal actions of some authorities or particular persons? I think you don't care at all. That is why, guys, justice should cover everything literally in this case. On top of that, guys, I want to pay attention to this tweet that basically it is the response of Mark Basile to this one. Doge is seeking help from the public. Please DM this account with insights on finding and fixing waste, fraud and abuse relating to the Securities and Exchange Commission. And Tony Stank wrote this. Mark Basile, I'm sure you have some suggestions. And Mark wrote this 11 hours ago. I'm already in direct contact with Doge. So guys, I think yes, we have potentially, we are about to see a major breakthrough in our case through the non-litigation path. And guys, to be honest, I think because of Mark Basile's point of view, we might see some details in his lawsuits, and potentially he will add more information, more add-ons to the lawsuits with the most recent facts. And definitely, guys, Mark is one of the people inside the MMTLP community who knows how to act properly and who is acting in the legal field. Guys, he was hired by one of MMTLP community member, and it is his obligation, it is his fiduciary duty to fight till the very end for honor threats. So, I think, guys, this is a huge update on our case. On top of that, take a look right here. As I mentioned just a couple of minutes ago, I told you that Scott Roth as well as Daniel Oxer are the people who were inside the MMTLP community for a long period of time. And despite the fact how you despite your point of view on their actions, guys, they are fighting not only for them, but for the entire MMTLP community. And here is a couple of tweets that prove this statement. So, 19 hours ago, Scott Roth wrote, "McCabe has instructed that nobody can move their shares from NBH and NQ," and he definitely made a typo, not NBH but AST, back into their brokerages. "That's why I'm asking for a court order to move the shares back from AST to the brokerages in the US District Court, Vermont, in Trott versus Gensler lawsuit." That's the writ of mandamus lawsuit that forces the SEC to bring back 2 days of pay to close out short trading. On top of that, guys, in a direct question from Max93, and Max wrote this. Well, the fact that you said you're fighting for yourselves surprised me because we have 65,000 people involved, but you're only fighting for yourself. Kinda sad if you ask me. Seems a bit, what you would say, out of touch. And Scott responded, "I guess you missed the part in Trott versus Gensler where I asked the judge to allow people to move their shares back into their brokerages and also to get us 2 days of trading back. Nowhere does it say, just bring back trading for Scott Roth. Try again, Shilly Billy." So guys, again, I don't like his expressions, but to be honest, he's fighting for the entire MMTLP community, and definitely the justice cannot be partial, as already mentioned. On top of that, in regards to Scott Trott's actions, and we know that just recently he wrote a subpoena, and the real Greg McCabe Twitter account for now doesn't exist, as you can see right here, and Scott wrote this. Look, the real Greg McCabe couldn't take the hit. Just before he shut down, he said he was a Green Beret in Bowie, Arizona. He also said, I was a Satanist, beat woman cops, and a bunch of the other BS that's been thoroughly discredited. And now X is getting a subpoena for his account records, since Greg McCabe applauded his efforts in lying about me and used the same sinister language to describe me, for the sin of asking who wore these shorts that approached him to buy NBA shares to cover their MMTLP short positions. It stands to reason that Greg and Greg's inner circle knows who he is. Of that I'm 100% certain. So guys, and definitely it is not the end with the account of so-called the real Greg McCabe, and time will tell who was behind this account and who tried to fight against Scott in his litigation, and who tried to basically discredit him. I don't think that these efforts were successful, but at the same time, guys, believe me, lawsuits are working in both ways. And you know that just recently Wes Christian filed a lawsuit against Scott Trott for defamation. And because of this lawsuit, Scott might also ask his counterparty some tricky questions. And definitely, guys, all of the MMTLP community member should benefit out of the truth. And despite the fact who was the real wrongdoer, I think at the end of the day, we will win this battle.
And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life, I'm crazy, I'm mad. Doing no cap.